Hi, and welcome to another Mastermind training video. In this video, we will be going over the basic functions of a soundboard. Maybe this is your first time mixing for an event, or you're watching just in case you may have to step in and fix a last-minute sound issue. This video will teach you the basic functions of each universal component of a soundboard. Now keep in mind, while each soundboard is designed differently, the functions remain the same. And as we say in the industry, all you have to do is find the button. Let's get started. Guys, this is Jerome, Neal, and I'm looking to teach you the basic functions of a soundboard. So here is your XLR inputs. These are your line inputs, which are TRS or quarter inch. And this is your gain, okay? And we're gonna go through those three first just to understand. A natural sound is made whether it's a sound from an instrument or a vocal mic, a vocalist. And once that vocalist makes the sound, the transducer or the microphone then picks up that sound and transforms it into like a vibrating electric current, so to speak. And that current is then sent here first in the signal flow. That signal has to be made bigger. And here is where you do that. You make that signal bigger by turning this up. Generally, when I do set up a sound gig, what I would do with the gain, and that's the next thing we're going to talk about, I push it till there's a clipping. And on most soundboards, there is something like this little LED light here that once it starts clipping, this will go red. And this will be the indicator that you have problems with your gain structure. So we're going to turn the gain up till it's clipping, and then we're going to pull it back a few dBs, okay? We're going to pull it back until, you know, that indicator is then not showing, no matter how loud I scream into the mic. When you go to sound checks, you'll hear people say, check, 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 really like that. My camera just was clipping. They'll scream, check, 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 1, 2, and once they see that clipping has stopped, then you know your gain is pretty good. Then after your gain, then you go to your EQ, okay? Parametric EQ, well, this is actually not a parametric EQ, but I won't go into that. This is where you can manipulate certain frequencies, okay, of this signal, okay? You can manipulate a certain range of high frequencies. So you'll hear some of the highs go, you know, and you can manipulate those with the high, this particular knob. And then you can manipulate a range of mid-range frequencies with this second knob. And then you can manipulate a range of low frequencies with this knob, okay? All right, so once again, after a natural sound is made, the signal is sent to your XLR inputs or your line input, and then to your gain, okay? And then to your EQ. However, this particular knob here is very, very cool. It is called your pan. You can make this particular sound that's coming through this line sound louder in the left speaker or in the right speaker. Okay, so if you want it to kind of move across the room to the left or to the right or to the left, it's controlled with this knob here. Generally, you'll see the pan sign and you'll see the R and the L or the C, which means centered. most sounds, especially if you're not skilled at and you don't have a stereo system, you'll just keep it on center just so the sound is full. Yeah. Like I said, you're just, if you want it to sound loud, this particular sound to sound louder in the left speaker, you'll pan it to the left. Or if you want it to sound louder in the right speaker, you'll pan it to the right. Okay. And after you've manipulated the sound, the natural sound that has come through all of these functions, and this is the effects. If you have some sort of reverb, or you want to send this particular to a monitor, you could send this particular sound to a monitor by plugging it into the output of the effects. But this generally controls your effects. Okay, I didn't want to go through that because on different soundboards it is totally different. You might have 10 of these and 10 aux mixes, depending on how the soundboard or how intricate the soundboard is or intelligent it is. So your level, after you've manipulated the sound, this then turns that level louder, okay, or turns it down, okay. All right, it just turns makes that level bigger, okay. This is your master leveler, okay. Generally, we like to run at 0 dB and make a good mix on this side so that we don't have to add anything above that. However, this is how you make your main speakers louder. I think I've pretty much covered the basics of a soundboard. How do you turn up your speakers, your master level, and the signal flow. Your natural sound is made. It's sent into your inputs, which could be TRS or quarter inch, or your XLR input, and then it's sent to your gain. And that just makes that particular signal bigger. And what I generally do, and this is the greatest tip you'll ever have, is you take your sound till it's clipping. And if it starts clipping, you will have an indicator that's down here, red light or something, that will tell you that your signal is too big. And after you see that your signal is too big, I'll pull back till that light is gone. Okay, then you're going through your EQ. And this EQ, it has 3 ranges of frequencies that can be manipulated, and they are categorized as highs, mids, lows. And then you have your effects. Your effects can be a monitor or something that you use externally to use as your reverb or whatever you like to put on your sounds. And then you have your panning. In order to make a sound louder in the left speakers, you'll turn it to the left. To make a sound louder in the right speakers, you'll turn it to the right. And then you have your level. Your level generally is done with one of these levelers, or levers, or in this case, it's a knob. Okay, so you will control the loudness of the manipulated sound that you have right here. Okay, I believe that's all I have for this video, and until the next time, God bless.